Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OCD Hi-Fi Guy, where you get the straight dope about hi-fi, because I'm not paid by advertisers, so I tell it like it is. And excuse my French, because I might let a thing slip or two. I got to go over here because, what I just noticed is this thing's out of line. I'm going to push this puppy right down, and then go over to the other one and get that one lined up, because it's supposed to be, see, when I go in and out of these closets, I move these over and they have to be like, that's where they are. Okay, cool. So we all know about the new amps, right? We all got we're the Jeff Rowland's down there. Okay, so this is like opening new sort of doorways. It is a whole new game in here, boy. So we're going to go back and listen to all the DACs again, because these amps reveal so much. In fact, it's really strange. I mean, I thought this was a job of the DAC to reveal the little bits of the music, all the little nuance and details I thought came from the DAC, and then the amp just made it louder. But no way, man. I mean, it's like these amps are bringing detail. They are revealing more than I've ever heard. So it's like, clearly it comes out of the DAC, as good. It comes out of the DAC excellent, because otherwise these amps couldn't create that. So it's coming out of the DAC really good, and then the amps are dirtying it up before it gets to the speaker. So here's an amp with 0.003% distortion, which is nothing. And boy, you can hear a difference. It is clarity, clarity, clarity. So we're going to go back. Now I want to listen to all the DACs again, because I'm like, okay, well, crap. Maybe the ones that I thought were junky were not so junky. But the reality is, in order to get, this is the only amp I've heard like this. These here, they're on the two sides, the Jeff Rowland amps, and they're expensive, But I'll tell you one thing, you get what you pay for. And if you come to me, Mikey will take care of you. So, nonetheless, let's go ahead with the first tune. This is on the ROCKNA, okay, the ROCKNA Wavedream Signature, the left right there, okay? And we've got it on, I've got the filter off. So we're listening to this just NOS. So we're taking the raw music coming right off out of there, or off the server rather, and we're not upsampling or anything, and we're just sending it down to the preamp, which is a Stello D700, and then into that Marchand crossover, and then out to the two amps. So let's give a listen to some. This is Mozilla, Light Years Away. It's a pretty cool tune. It really shows what these things can do.
Almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place. To store, it left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I say I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life. It's how you wanted it to be. It's like you played a joke on me and I lost a friend.
Okay, so I hope you guys can hear that. I don't know if you can or not. First of all, the amps are breaking in. That's obvious. Second of all, it's freaking intoxicating sonically. Like today, for the first time, I went out to eat lunch. And dude, I was sitting there eating lunch. I kept thinking about the damn rig. I was like, man, I want to get back. I want to explore some more music. I want to take this thing. I got to find their limits. I got to find where they go. How far do they go, man? They go far. I'll tell you that much. They probably go farther than I do. But I'm just so curious about these things. They're just like blowing my mind. I'm like, well, I got to try this, and then I got to try that, and I got to try this, and I got to try that. So it's pay dirt, man. I mean, I tell you, this is one of those examples where you totally get what you pay for. And I'm glad that there's an example of hi-fi like this, because you know what? There's so much junk out there that's overpriced. And when you come across a piece like this that freaking delivers the way these do, then you go, okay, it makes sense. It's like sitting in a Ferrari. Of course they're retardedly expensive, but you sit in one and you hear that thing rumble, or you drive it, God forbid, you totally get it. You go, you know what? I'm second mortgaging the house because this feeling is just too visceral. And I'm just too, you know, that's how I feel with this music. It's like my stomach is getting weird. My chest, I'm getting like emotional response to it. It's like, geez, man. Wow. You know, it's like, seriously, it's a little bit like I got to get used to it because it's sort of semi-overwhelming. You know, I mean, the information that is coming out is just, I don't know, man. I hope you guys could hear that because it's really just something else. I'm sort of beside myself with these things. I really need some time to wrap my head around what the hell's going on in here. So it's just a new level. It's a new level of clarity. It's just caught me off guard. Did not think amps were the place that this would happen, but it's a revelation, you know? And so I want to listen to some more tunes. I also want to go through some DACs because, man, that Rockna is supposed to ship tomorrow to a client, and it's like, I don't want to let it go because I don't have a backup, you know? I mean, I got a backup, but I want the Rockna. So let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we can. We'll play the Vermeer next, okay? And let's see how close it comes to the Rockna. Maybe it's better, but because now everything's changed. It's like we just scrambled everything, and it's start over. Well, one thing is the Rockna's been on a long time, so that clock is warmed up. The Vermeer has a cold clock. I'll have to warm it up a little bit. It looks like Terminator's on, so Termi. In the interim, maybe we'll do Termi. Let's do Termi next while I warm up the Vermeer, so you guys can hear the difference between Terminator and Rockna and tell me if it's the same, and or close or similar or whatever. And then we'll play the Vermeer while it's warming up because that's the one that has the best shot of attaining Rockna level. And hey, this is all based on things that I used to know. So this might all change right now. We might listen to Terminator and go, oh my God, it kills the Rockna, which would be crazy. But we don't know until we try. So we're going to give that some trials now. I'm going to warm up the Vermeer, and then we're going to see, let's say the Vermeer is under the Rockna. What I heard last time was that the Vermeer was a little smoother than the Rockna, meaning it was a little bit rolled off, okay? Because as you can hear, we're listening to such clarity right now that the Rockna, if it was with a lesser amp, it might be a little aggressive. But due to the fact that these amps have such zero, distortion, we're getting every clear, clean little bit of what the Rockna is serving, and without any adulteration. So I really want to see what Vermeer sounds like. Vermeer sounded rolled off to me before, but what happened is I opened up the Vermeer to look inside, and there was two Jack Bybee little IQSE little mods inside. There's these blocks that are quantum purifier, whatever the hell. They're quantum magic deals, And so I had to take them out because it's no fair. You can't put some weird shit in there and then expect it to, I can't compete with, or critique it with that in there. So I took those out, and now we'll listen to Vermeer in her natural state, in her stock form. And then, and if it seemed like it got detail actually. So we may have fixed that roll off. It's the coupling caps in there are Mundorf, silver and gold. So I know those things are totally detailed. So we'll see how Vermeer pans out. And if it's not up to Rockna's snuff, I'm going to take a crack at modifying it to make it up to Rockna's snuff. And let's see what happens. Because I got a few tricks up this old dog's sleeve to make little nudges in one way or another in terms of components. So, okay, so we've heard the Rockna. We just heard that was freaking amazing. Jeez. Talk about my God. I mean, I can't even, it's like I'm at a loss of words for it, It's just so vivid and so present, so lucid. It's really just amazing. So anyways, Terminator next. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back now, and we've got Terminator lined up. This is a Denafrips Terminator, an R2R DAC extraordinaire. Let's put this one to NOS. So we're doing the same thing as the other one. Let's put it to the right input, which is, where's the USB? Okay, we got it there. We're right to the right inputs. Oh, you know what? I know what volume I had it at on the DAC, but I didn't take an SPL reading, which is what I should have done. And it's too late for that, so I'll get it to what is close, or I'll just put it, well, I'll get it to close. I can remember what it was like. To be fair, I put the same power cord from the ROCKNA over here, which is my top of the line foil power cord, pure silver foil. And then I put the isolation devices, the same exact isolation devices, which are, in this case, veramids. Because they're pyramids, get it? And then it's Veristar, so Veramid, okay? These are made out of a natural mineral that actually absorbs electromagnetic frequency, electromagnetic energy, and it also will focus the vibration down into this polymer piece that turns it into heat. And just so that you guys know, whenever you're doing something that is a cone, you know, or a spike kind of thing like this, what you do is, let me put this here. You take it and you put two of them under there, and you put two so that your thing is essentially teeter-tottering on two of them, like where it's barely just, you could almost balance it, you know, so there's very little weight, like right here on this side. This is a heavy-ass thing. I'm moving it with my little thumb, moving it with my thumb, and so you can tell there's not much weight on this. That's kind of what you want, and then you take that third one and invert it and put the point pointing up. While the other two have the points pointing down, they're taking the brunt of the weight, in other words, on 2 points down into the polymer from the cones, and then you flip this one upside down, so it's point up. But I didn't do that on the ROCKNA, so I'm going to put this one point down. Let's see if I can see this here for a second. Okay, almost there. Okay, so it's like, now it's sitting at a point down, and then I got little indents in them, in that polymer, which, see if you can see it a little bit while I do this. Go like, here, there, get it right in the center. There it is. Okay, so now it's down in the center. Okay, so I'll put it like that. Okay, so, but normally you'd put two of them point down, and then one of them point up, if they're sharp points especially. And then that is the best way to isolate the vibration from those and drain the vibration. There's two different ways. One of them you isolate, which means you put it on like rubber, which keeps the vibration inside the unit, and it sometimes will absorb it into that rubber, but it doesn't drain it out. Then there's the vibration draining type things, like who else does that? Yeah, System and stuff, where you put a hard object underneath the DAC, and then you point it down, and it drains the vibration, and then it focuses it into a point, and that point pierces into that polymer and focuses the energy into, and it turns into heat there. Okay, so here we have it. I better volume match first. I'm going to volume match first, and then I'll play the piece for you. Okay, and so here is the Termi with everything lined up identical. I from memory matched the volume, which can be dangerous, but it took a little more volume on the preamp just because I don't think Termi has 14 volts out, but ROCKNA does. So this should be close to the same volume. If it's not, well then it's not, but I know it's close. Anyways, you'll get a good idea. So here we go. It's Termi time.
It's almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place, but I don't blame you anymore. That's too much.
In case it's not loud enough, I'll try a little more volume.
It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I see I'm not the girl I used to
I'm not getting as much etch on her voice. I'm going to try a little bit more.
It saved my life. It's how you wanted it to be. It's like you played a joke on me, and I lost a friend in the end. And I think that I cried for days, but now that seems like years away, and I'm never going back to who I was. 'Cause I don't blame you anymore. There's too much pain to store. It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I say I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life.
Oh, we didn't get to this part last time. Okay, so I'll pause it. Okay, so yeah, it's I don't know if you guys can hear the distinction. I can hear a distinction. Albeit it's very close, I must say. We are comparing a, well, yeah, we're comparing a $4,400 DAC to a $16,000 DAC. Granted, the $16,000 DAC does have a volume control on it. Does not have any inputs so it's not a preamp, but it does have a volume control, which means theoretically you do need another piece to make the Terminator work, but you do not need another piece to make the ROCKNA work. So the ROCKNA can plug straight into an amplifier and control the volume. You cannot do that with the Terminator. So therefore, ROCKNA should have a little extra value built into it. Also, the $4,000 that we charge for, that is being charged for the $4,400, we can easily double that. Let's say $8,800, because there is no dealer margin on the Terminator whatsoever. There is a full dealer margin on the ROCKNA. So dealer margin, let's say it's 50 points. We're going to take 50 off the ROCKNA, let's say, so it makes it $8,000 versus, so it's like the ROCKNA's twice the cost. Okay, so it's either $4,400 and $8,000, or it's, $8,800 and $16,000. However you want to look at it. The bottom line is there's no dealer margin in the Terminator. So, that's kind of, it's hard to compare Terminator's price to anything because there is no dealer margin on it. So it's its wholesale price. So we'd have to be comparing every other piece at wholesale price. And, some of the ones that come from overseas, they got even better, deeper discounts than 50 points. And it all depends on if you're a distributor or how much you're buying. So, nonetheless, it is a very good deal. The Terminator is a very good bargain. It sounds like you can hear. I don't know what you guys heard, but for me, the first one, the ROCKNA, a little bit more visceral to me. A little looser bass to me on the Termi. It felt a little more droney, kind of. The ROCKNA seemed tighter and more tonally correct in terms of low frequency. And the ROCKNA was a little more visceral in her vocal, which made it feel more real to me. It was just, eerie. Whereas the ROCKNA, or the Termi, in a certain way, sounds very good in a frequency response. It pretty much covers the same frequencies that the ROCKNA does, but it's just, its presentation is a little different in the vocal. It doesn't have quite the same lifelike quality I felt that the ROCKNA did. But then again, it's twice as expensive. So you should be getting more for double the price. So don't look at it like I'm ragging on Termi. I'm not, man. I'm being honest. And that's what I hear. And you should get more for a DAC that's twice as expensive. People get all wishy-washy and tripped out when I start saying stuff like that, and they keep defending the Termi. And Termi's a great piece, don't get me wrong. But look, man, the other one's twice as much. So if you don't get, if that Rockna is not better than the Termi for twice the price, then we got problems. We got real problems in our industry, because there's a hell of a lot more items, a lot of more DACs that are more than $4,400. So, it's not, it does have, we are dealing with reality here. And reality is, for me anyways, my perception, okay, everybody's got their own perception, but my perception sitting here is that the Rockna sounded a little more real to me in terms of her vocal. The bass was a little more tight, not so drony. It seems like, the Rockna, or the Termi, I could fix that. I know I could fix that with a mod. I'll bet. I should try it. I'll do it later, maybe. Later on. Now, next, okay, this is, let's see what happens here, okay? Because this bad boy's 20 grand. Okay, that one in the middle, the Vermeer. So for purposes, we can say 10 grand, okay? So we got 4,400. We got, 8,000. And then we have 10,000. So that's really the way to compare these things. 4,400 for the Termi, 8,000 for the Rockna, and 10 grand for the Vermeer. And let's see what Vermeer's got. It comes from France. It has bloodlines that reach back to the Audio Arrow, La Fontaine, which was a phenomenal celebrated DAC. So let's see what she's got. We're going to put her up next. We'll get her on the same footers. We'll get everything the same. Put it up to Vermeer, and let's see what she has with the same tune. I'll be back. Okay, it's time for Vermeer. So now we're hitting the Vermeer Two. This is the most expensive DAC of the bunch. This is $20,000. Let's listen.
It's almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place, but I don't blame you anymore. That's too much pain to store. It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I say I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life. It's how you wanted it to be. It's like you played a joke on me and I lost a friend in the end.
My server.
And I think that I
Homemade,
cried
baby.
for days, but now that seems like years away and I'm never going back.
She's in there. I can see her.
Cause I don't blame you anymore. There's too much pain to store. It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I say I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life.
Okay, so, dude, I don't want to stop this. It's like I've got to listen to other things that I'm supposed to listen to, and test some other crap, but I don't want to frickin' touch a thing right now. I don't want to touch anything. See that sock over there? I don't want to touch it. Well, there's no sock. Well, there's bound to be a sock somewhere. I don't want to touch anything. I don't care what it is. Nobody touch anything in here. Just come in and sit down and let's listen to some music, because it's a trip, man. I mean, listening to music at this level is straight up it's a visceral experience, man. I am getting every frickin' thing she is laying down. I am picking that shit up. It's like, I mean, it's everything, every little bit. I just feel everything, every part of her humanity, everything she's trying to say, her emotions, her you know, it's dude, I mean, I'm going to bore you with it if I keep going on. But it's like, you got to come over and hang out and listen. I tell you, it's a revelation that amplifiers. I talked with Jeff, okay, since last night when I talked with Jeff for about an hour today about these amps, you know, and I was telling him about my experience, and he pointed out a very, very kind of an interesting, important thing I felt, which was, you know, in the rig, the amplifier is probably the most complicated thing to get right. It is literally, an amplifier is fighting itself the whole way at trying to be good. In order to be a good amplifier, there's so much going on. There's voltage swings. There's EMI all over the place. It's there's the impedance, the matching that has to come on the input, and just all this crazy stuff that it's trying to do, and it's fighting itself, and it's very hard to make a good amp. So if you can make one, I guess, that is sorted, it's just okay. So I got to go back and listen to DACs because see, here's what's happened to me. I used to be DAC centric, right? Like, I used to think it's all about the DAC. It's all about the DAC, and it still might be. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out because seriously, I'm scrambly brain right now. I'm just like scrambled taters because it's shot me out of the cannon. Funk! I'm out there flying, just weightless. Where the hell am I? What's going on, man? I used to think that the DAC was the most important thing, and the DAC brought all the information. But man, something was just revealed, which is, hello, pay attention to the amplifier. Hello. I mean, I don't know, man. I always thought amp just makes it louder. You know, it just makes it louder. Just give it a good signal. It'll make it louder. But there's something going on here that's serious, like voodoo, black magic stuff, you know. I mean, I wouldn't say that about Jeff because he's straight up and legit, you know. There's no weird stuff going on, but he sold his soul to the devil for these amps for sure. Because I'm telling you, these are supernaturally good. I've not encountered something like this. And so I'm sorry to keep, you know, creaming my jeans all over these things, but it's like, you know, I just, you know, I'm stunned by the result of these amplifiers. So again, it's good to know that, you know what, it's money well spent. Okay, yeah, they're not. It's like, you know, do people look at a Ferrari and go, it's stupid? You know, maybe some do, but you know, for car people, you look at it, and even me, I'm not a car guy so much. I love cars, don't get me wrong, okay, but I'm not like a nut on it. But I look at a Ferrari and I go, okay, I get it, man. Look at this thing. It's freaking hand-crafted, especially an older one. You see an older Ferrari or something like that, all hand-pounded panels and shit. You understand why it costs that much, okay? So I'm sitting here with these amps. They're $15,000 each. So, you know, 16. So we got 32 grand retail value in amps here. But you know what, man? Buy them used, okay? That's the first thing I'll tell you. Buy them used. And second of all, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. I could spend on 30 grand in 1 year. What could I spend? What could all of us spend on 30 grand? How many of you guys drink beer? I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol at all. Okay, why don't I take your beer tab or your alcohol tab for a full year, and let's see how much alcohol you drink. I'll bet you I could buy a pair of amps with the alcohol you drink, you know, because shit, that stuff's not cheap. Especially if you're like a Scotch aficionado or something like that, you know, or wino, California wino, you know. I mean, I love wine. Wine is delicious tasting, but see, I gave it up a while ago. I can't handle alcohol. That's my deal. So, anyways, that's why. But I can have amps now, so I'm stoked about that. Anyways, so. You know, and I don't know, I can digress and go into all sorts of other things, collections and what people, hobbies they have and other things you do. Road biking, anybody road bike out there? I'll bet you do. Those are expensive bikes. So, you know, it's not that crazy. You know, buy them used. You get them for maybe, I don't know. I don't think you might find these things used because I sure won't sell them. But it's like, you know, theoretically, most used stuff is almost around half price. So highly doubt that you'd be lucky. But some guy's going to be wanting to upgrade. He's going to be selling them to get the 925s. And that's where you find them, you know, or find one. All you need is one. So screw what I'm doing is retarded. So you just get one. 16 grand, half price, 8 grand. So now we're just looking at 8 grand to have this kind of joy. And okay, I know you all can afford that, you know, whatever. You say you don't, but look, what's your motorcycle cost? Huh? Beer budget. We'll go back to beer budget. So anyways, I've made my case. Okay, so Vermeer sounds pretty kick-ass. Okay, there's no question about it. It is absolutely sublime in here. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the quote unquote shitty DACs. Let's go to some of the ones that aren't you know, high on our list because of these highfalutin ones that we got. Some of them get pushed to the side, but I've got a little inkling that some of those ones that got nudged aside before might have some great resolve with these amplifiers and the sound that we're getting in this room. We're going to listen to one more tune because it's just so good. And then we'll go to a quote-unquote lesser DAC and see what it's all about. We'll start with the Metrum Adagio, which is considered by many to be the most analog sounding of many DACs. If you like detail, then you call it rolled off. So you know, choose your words. Doesn't matter, same thing. So, anyways, we'll try that first now. And you know what? I got a surprise for you. And this is going to be fun, neat, funny, or fun, or whatever. I hope we don't blow shit up again. Again, did you hear that? Again, I said. Okay, so look. What do we got in here? Oh, that looks like a big old switch, man, out of place. Oh, trouble. I'm causing trouble. Trouble. Okay, and I've got, let's see, lines going back there. Where are they going to? Where are they going to? What do we got back here? Wait, I need a flashlight. Where's the flashlight? Friend, flashlight. Let me get a flashlight. It's not there. Oh, wait. No, I'm using my cell phone, damn it. I can't use the cell phone. See, I'm telling you, I'm going to go buy a box of flashlights. I'm going to buy a box of little pen lights and just throw them around. I'm just going to scatter them around the place. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to have any luck. Okay, so anyways. Okay, so we'll go back over here. And what do we have in here? Ooh, it's a black box. It's a black box that says Audio Magic on it. Okay, this is a kooky, spooky little thingy, majiggy, that is going to, I don't know, do some magic, evidently. I've got it hardwired into the AC mains, which, according to Jerry of Audio Magic, it's okay to do. I might get a different story from those at Metrum. Do you think? That hanging out? Hey, babe, can I put that on your deal and will it still be covered under warranty? Probably not. So, okay, we're going to put the lid on over here because in case it blows up, we really don't want any fire in the... No, it's not going to blow up, but I think actually why I want this on here is because I believe that what Jerry's magic deal has something to do with pulsing out frequency. And I believe that it might work better if we have the lid on, because, if we have the lid on, because, and this lid is like a trip, man, it slides in. It's pretty cool, but okay. If we put the lid on like this, then it will hold the waves in, right? Like whatever this thing's pulsing out, it'll keep it in the box and make it more effective perhaps, because it'll trap it in there and let the little magic thingies go crazy or whatever. Let's make sure I want to go over here and look and make sure I'm not shorting anything. Yep, okay. Don't try this at home, kids, because you will blow some shit up. Yep, you will. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we're going to close this up. Okay, right? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay. Right here. Ooh, this is kind of scary. Kind of scary. This is a Mikey. Little Like you high boy fucking thing. Look at that. Okay, so anyways, did I let some profanity slip? I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm being a little too loose. Here. I got to maintain some form of semblance of sanity. Okay, so we're set up. Okay, so now I'm gonna plug that in. We're gonna listen to another tune first. Okay, what should we listen to? Not Jimi Hendrix, because when we listen to Jimi Hendrix, they flag us, and they go, "Oh, this is cool." Okay, they flag us, and it kills us every time, man. They're the only ones that really are hard-nosed about it. Everybody else is just like, enjoy our music. Jimi Hendrix family, no, can't play it. Unless you give us money. Somehow they'd monetize this. I'm not getting it. I know the other guys get monetized. Okay, so check this out. This is Donald Fagen. Morph the Cat. Killer bass in here. Donald Fagen stuff is always mixed really well. Great recordings and great mixes. So here we go. Morph the Cat coming up now. Haha, that's killer, isn't it? Talk about good production, man. That's some good studio work right there. Okay, so time to go hook up the time bomb and see what happens. Let's hook up Metrum and let's let her play, and then let's throw that switch and see if magic happens or if we just get smoke. I'm willing to do it for you guys. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to prematurely let you in on a little something. I'm going to play this song, but I'm going to play it near the end because I was listening and setting volume and so forth, and I'm hearing something, and then I looked over and I see that the Adagio, it's all in and everything's going fine, but it doesn't have the isolation devices underneath it. And I want you guys to hear the difference that these freaking isolation devices make, because unless you're hip to it, it's going to kind of like, you won't believe it. Okay, so check this out. What I'm listening for here is flabby bass. I'm listening for a lower register that is just like, somebody pooped the bed. It's basically all over the place. It's spread far and wide. So take a look, take a listen. And you'll notice too, we'll see what happens when we I have the sneaking suspicion once we put those isolation devices up under there, that it's going to totally tighten up the bass. But I definitely know in the last thing that we listened to on the Vermeer, the bass was way different and way more just tighter and not as flabby. So let's check this out, and then we'll put it up on stands or on the isolation. They're veramids, by the way. These are pyramids that go upside down, made out of a rare earth element that absorbs EMI, and then it also will channel vibration just by the way it's cut. It's cut into an upside down. Well, it's cut into a pyramid. I turn them upside down. So it's like a cone, the same idea as a cone or a spike. Okay, so check this out.
That life seems like light years away, light years away. That life seems like...
See, I think it's hard for you guys to hear because it's really low frequency, but there's a total rumble along with that. I'm not sure if you guys are picking that up, but there's a full-on just chonk, 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 this rumble that goes along with those bass notes that you're hearing. So let's see if we can tighten it up real quick with isolation devices. Hold on. Okay, so here we are listening to it real time. I have not listened to it yet. We will listen to it together.
That life seems like light years away, light years away. That life seems like...
Okay, so it has definitely been mitigated somewhat. It is not as bad as it was before at all. It's still strong it's still a little flabby, I'd say. It's a wee little flabby on the arse. So, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so that's probably just that's one of the attributes of this DAC, evidently. But you notice how the DACs are a lot closer, man. I mean, there really are. I'm starting to smell. I don't know what I'm starting to smell. Starting to smell something fishy. I'm smelling something fishy. Smells fishy. And it's a conspiracy. I know it. It's a conspiracy. We have been conspired against. We're meant to be kept in the dark about DACs so they can keep us confused, chasing our tails, buying DACs and DACs and DACs, when that's not even the deal. You just need to get your amp straight, and it fixes everything. But if we did that, we'd all stop buying, because that's the last time you ever buy an amplifier. There it is. That's a conspiracy. It's happening, man. It's real. It's live. Look out. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down in here too. I'll put this over here. Hang on. Let me see if that one helped. Okay, so what I did was I couldn't find that one before, so I put this little guy right under the corner. Now I put the veramid back, and now we're up on 3 veramids. Let's see if that little thing did anything for the bass mitigation. Let's take a peek here. Take a listen. No, kind of still where it was. Okay, still a little loose in the stool there. Let's see. Okay. We'll start it over. We're gonna start from the beginning and do what we did before, because now we know what the isolation. By the way, if you take your stuff serious, you put your DAC up on something to remove vibration or take care of vibration. There's vibration everywhere in the air. What do you think? That subwoofer there making all that boom boom, you don't think that vibrates the cabinets of these chassis or this sheet metal? Yeah, you're damn right it does. And so it needs to come out of that component and get drained away from the component and into something else. And that's what spikes do, okay? And then the other way is to put like a rubbery thing on there that just absorbs it up itself. Instead of being like channeling it away, it just absorbs it within itself. And they sound different, so you can play with the different deals, but for sure, get your DAC and your components up on isolation devices, because they do help. The other vibration you get is on that shelf from airborne vibration, makes the shelves vibrate and resonate. So it's a good idea. Okay, mine are $100. I don't go crazy with it for a 6-piece set. Three of the cones and 3 of the little deposit the little squares. You know what I got to do is I got to get 11 stereophonic up and rolling. I'll have it up. It goes to 11, all right? And you'll know that. You know it goes to 11. All of y'all know it goes to 11. So my website goes to 11, and that's going to be my gift to the audio world, is that I'm going to sell some no-nonsense bullshit to you guys that it's not puffed up and faked out and snake oil, squirted all over it, because it's just not going to be that way. It's going to be straight up bona fide, real deal audiophile stuff for us audio freaks that really don't care too much about anything else but sitting in our little caves and listening to our music. So anyways, I digress. Should we throw the switch? Well, first let's listen. Okay, let's listen. Let's get, and then we're going to throw the switch, the infamous switch that's over there. Let's go. See, not as bright on the strings.
It's almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place, but I don't blame you anymore. That's too much pain to store. It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I see I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life. It's how you wanted it to be. It's like you played a joke on me and I lost a friend in the end. And I think that I cried for days.
Okay, in many ways, this DAC is very natural sounding. It doesn't have quite the tooth that like the Rockna does, or even the Vermeer. They've got that lucid, like leading edge thing that makes things very vibrant and visceral. And this has like a nice, soft, silky sort of a sheen on it or something. Just like a gentle something that feels good, So it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It feels good to listen to this one. It's not, it doesn't jar you as much as the others. The others are more exciting because you get a little jarred, a little bit, and that's exciting. But this is like, lullaby time. So, okay, we're going to throw the switch. And, I don't know, kind of a little nervous. I don't know what to expect. I don't know. Do we get anything or do we get something? What do you think? You think we're going to get something? I'll bet we get something, because these guys don't sell this stuff to not do anything. They, I don't know if it's going to make it better for us, but I bet you it'll change the stuff up. It'll change it all up for us. We're going to get some funky, weird stuff, and it could be horrible. It could be good. Let's see what we got. We're going to throw the switch. Time has come to throw the switch. And let's see, maybe it's on right now, which would be funny. It is not on. Okay, here goes. Throw the switch, kids. Oh, it's on. Nothing blew up. Okay, let's see. Let's listen to that piece of music. Now it's getting beamed in there, man. There's some shit going down. Stuff going down. Stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so light years. Here we go. Okay. 10-4, Roger. Countdown. Hit it.
It's almost like you had it planned.
Oh.
It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place, but I don't blame you anymore. That's too much pain to store. It left me half dead
so I got to listen to this again, because what I was hoo-hooing about was that it's just the image is coming out of this place, you know. Sometimes the imaging, it's like, okay, it's like right where the Vermeer is above, but she's just right there, you know. You just know, I mean, you can totally echolocate where she is, you know, and it's sometimes it's so defined in space that it's just cool. It's like, wow, cool. Like I'm like, it's there. It's weird. It's like an oral hallucination. Like I'm hallucinating her being here. I'm not doing it with my eyes though. I'm doing it with my ears, which is a weird thing, man. It's ear acid. So who knows, man? Let's turn it off, and let's turn it off gently. I don't want to get electrocuted either. Okay, so let's listen to it again, and I want to hear the vocal is sort of where I heard that thing, where it sounded different. Okay, here we go.
Almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place.
Okay, this is going to be so hard to explain. I mean, I know what I hear in terms of the image. Now it's back on.
Almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place.
Yep, it's doing exactly what I thought. It's a trip. Okay, so here's how I'm going to describe it. Okay, so let's pretend her voice is a circle. Okay, right on top of here. Okay, her vocal is a circle right here. Okay, and on the without this turned on, without the magic thing, we cut the back of the circle and it flaps open like this, like the faceplate of this DAC. And her vocal is, the central point is here, and the sides trail off like wings to the two sides. That's how you hear the image. When you turn his thing on, it comes back around and it connects and it forms a circle. And her vocal is now an orb. It's no longer a thing flat with flowing like off to the sides and gently like dissipating into the sides. It connects at the back and it's round. It's a round orb of sound, her vocal. So there's probably no way you guys are hearing that on this on this recording. But see, that's the kind of thing that you can't measure that. So the kooks that sit and say that there is no such thing as, you know, whatever you can't measure is not real. Well, that's real. You know, and whether it's real or not, it doesn't matter. It's real to me because it's my perception. So you guys can take a hike, you know. So honestly, you know, I'll bet if we had you sitting here, I've talked about this with other audiophiles. So any of you audiophiles that know what I'm talking about when I say spherical sound or spherical, where the music and the discrete parts of it turn into where you hear around them. Okay, you know what I mean. I've talked with other guys about it, so I know that other people hear it too. It's not just my crazy ass, and that's what happened. Okay, so I have to say that I like it because it's not overbearing. I've heard other tweaks that they just manhandle the sound. They just totally change it up, wrestle it, just do something weird with it, and it's too strong. It's like they just grab it and tie it in a knot and pin it down, and right into the focus, into the middle, all aggressive and stuff. Like this one company that starts with an S and ends with an R. Bastards. Anyways, so I got a personal vendetta. So again, some are overpowering. This guy, Jerry, Audio Magic, this is gentle, man. Okay, so kudos to Jerry for making something nice and gentle that does something nice. It gives her she's more defined in space. So like I said before, she was kind of sitting there, she was just sort of dissipating off. Her vocal was dissipating off into the side. So it doesn't necessarily sound like a human there, because the human's more, the vocal goes around, it's more of a round thing, or, it's contained, like, whereas the other one was flowing, kind of flowing out. The once you flipped his little thing on, it all came back around and turned into the sphere, like orb or whatever, and it was discrete and contained within itself. So anyways, that's what you're going to start to hear if you continue doing your audiophile habit. You will start to hear crazy things like I do, and it's really fun. It gets really fun at that point. It's awesome. Just wait until you start seeing things come out of the speakers and stuff. That's great too. No, I'm just kidding. That's only sometimes. But no, really. So there we go. We just checked it out. Okay, so do I dare pull out the man, we should give the guy a chance. Poor guy. Poor Louis Motek. We got his little thing in the corner. See that little briefcase over there? That thing's been sitting in the corner because it was just kind of you know why? Because it's 20 freaking grand, and that stands for bullshit, is what it stands for. It stands for bullshit in the audio industry. Too many of these people charge this bullshit price that's pie high sky, has no rhyme, shape, or reason why it's that much. Oh, they can sell it in Asia. That's what they say. We can sell it in Asia. Chinese customers buy it. So we make it, Whatever, dude. You're ruining the damn industry. Why don't you wake up? So this thing's 20 grand, which is bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Now that's my personal opinion. Has nothing to do with anybody other than me, Mikey. Okay, Panzerholz wood. Nice wood. Okay? Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Could not have picked a better wood. Okay? If you don't know what this stuff is, it is pressed into form. It's like plywood that's pressed with like epoxies and all sorts of stuff till you can machine it with the CNC. That's how damn hard it is now. And look at that. It's really beautifully made. Look at the screws on, all holding everything down. So this is basically a DAC. The cool thing that I like about, it's cool. I dig it. It's just stupid price. So that's from Lessloss, his company, Lewis. Okay, I don't even know the guy, but I hear he's a nice guy. It uses some the DAC module is something that you can buy off the shelf. So that's not any sort of proprietary thing. But this is cool. The way that this goes into the wood like that, it's cool. The other thing that I totally dig about this DAC is that it doesn't have a power switch. It doesn't have any display. It's just a block, dude. It's a wood block that you just plug the damn thing in. And does it sound like it's working? Well, then it's working, because there's no light to tell you that it is working. But you can hear it. So we'll go put it in. We have to let it warm up to give it fair time to get warm, especially if it's got an oven controlled. It probably doesn't have an OCXO, but they're controlled by temperature. The crystals, you want to let them warm up, otherwise they sound crappy. So this is called an Echoes End reference, $20,000 wood block. That I honestly think this is like a $10,000 product. It's weird because it's like I'm a dealer, right? And so sometimes I get the prices from these guys and they tell me, like, for instance, if you told me this was 20 grand, and then your dealer, your dealer cost is 50% off, $10,000. And I look at the dude like, dude, you're retailing this shit to me, Holmes. Like, I mean, come on, man. You know, it doesn't take a genius to know that you just want to retail your thing for 10G, and you're creating this whole bigger price so that you can get retail price on my ass. And I'm a dealer, dude. So what, then the customer gets the shaft? No, you know, So I don't play that game. I don't like it, you know. If we need to cause a revolution, you guys, we will do that. All of us. Because we're going to have it our way. And it's about time, you know, stand up against corporate. Because, you know what? They have no soul. And the soul is in the owner-operator. And that's where the soul is. So, okay, so I'm going to take woodblock. And I might start, you know, hey, there's my rant, my little thing. You might get a little of that now and again if I'm feeling ornery. Which I kind of am. I'm in a good mood, that means. So, we will, I'm going to grab this puppy. I'm going to put it up in there where the Metrum is. And that's a cool, let's listen to that. Well, I'll listen to it. I'm not going to bore you guys with it. But that little thing inside is kind of cool. I kind of dig it. It's not heavy-handed. It's light. So Jerry sells those, I think they're around, oh man, I can't remember. A couple $100, $300? I can't remember. But you can buy one and you can put it into your own piece of gear. So it's kind of cool if you have a little, you know, who knows, one of those internet, you know, what do they call them? Like a shit or a Holco or something. I don't know. There's a bunch of DACs that I've never tried that people go cuckoo over that are like for sale on the internet that I don't deal with. And they're cheap, and other ones beat them out quite frequently, especially the Termi, which kicks a lot of those, I don't know what, they're not really DIY or sort of DACs, and I don't mean any disrespect, I'm just talking smack. But you could put this little thing into a lesser DAC, let's say, and it would make it sound better for sure. You know, it would be interesting to see what it does but how dare I put it inside the Vermeer or the ROCKNA? You know, it's probably that's like bad karma. Something bad will happen. So, so there you have it, folks. That is our installment for this eve. Oh no, wait, I'll be back with it. I'm going to warm up that, the woodblock, and we'll try woodblock in here and see what happens. All right, y'all, we'll see you. Okay, so let's try something for poops and giggles here. What do I have? Over here, I got them. Where, nope. Oh, there they are. Okay. These things will change some stuff up. IQSEs by Jack Bybee. Let's take a peek. See where we can do this without zapping ourselves. Whoop. That's what happens when you put the weight out there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's try one of them right there. Try one of them right there. Right there. Okay. Now this, and then we'll turn this thing on. Let's see if we can activate those fuckers. Boom! Okay, so we've got some things in there. They should probably, maybe they work off each other. Okay, so if we didn't get a change before, we're gonna get one now. So let's see if we can hear anything.
Almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place. To start
Okay, so now it sounds like her vocal is just like everywhere over there. It's omnipresent. It's like everywhere. It's not in a distinct spot. And see, okay, so this is the kind of squirrel chases. This is how you chase. You got the little squirrel running around, chasing around, doing these tweak things, man. I tell you, they will drive you up a wall. You go and go and go and go. Just keep just hitting the bait, hitting the bait, hitting the bait. You know, going for more. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's move this over here. Move this over there. Put this over here. I'm gonna try this over here and try this one. And before, man, you know it. You're just like, dude, you're seeing ghosts and stuff. It's like you've been up 3 days and it's not good. So, yeah. So I don't, tweaks are just like I'm sort of like kind of I'm over them. I don't really dig them so much. They do some interesting things, but I think more than anything they mess with it. And you know what? I think I'd like to just hear it natively and hear it how that component puts it out. And if that component isn't as good as the other component, then I'm not going to try and stick a magic block in there to make it sound like as good as the other one. I'll just deal with what I have. So, okay, so that's it. Oh, I was going to wood block you. Dang it. Okay, I'll do it. Hold on. Okay, here's the wood block.
It's almost like you had it planned. It's like you smiled and shook my hand and said, hey, I'm about to screw you over big time. And what was I supposed to do? I was stuck in between you and a hard place. We won't talk about the hard place. But I don't blame you anymore. That's too much pain to store. It left me half dead inside my head. And boy, looking back, I see I'm not the girl I used to be when I lost my mind. It saved my life. It's how you wanted it to be. It's like you played a joke on me and I lost a friend.
Can't even hear the bass over here.
And I think that I
It's kind of limp.
for days, but now that seems like years away and I'm never
Let's just say it looks a lot cooler than it sounds.
to
me.
I
I don't know. I guess I was right the first time around.
'Cause I don't blame you anymore. There's too much.
You guys sick of this song yet? I am.
Me half dead.
Okay, that concludes our session for the evening. That finishes it up. Okay, so, a brief synopsis. We checked out the 3 different DACs. Clearly, Rockna and Vermeer stood out for me. The Terminator did as well, but just not quite as much. I think both the Rockna and the Vermeer are like on the same page in terms of their visceral impact. Woodblock, it didn't impress me before, and it's not impressing me now. It's limp to me. The sound, it's I guess it's gentle. That maybe that's a better term. It's gentle, soft, and I don't know. Feminine. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's pretty. I like it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It really is. It's I love that box. But that's as far as it goes. Let's see. So that's everything. And then we tried the little magical things. Oh, we listened to Metrum Acoustics as well. That was cool, man. That mod made it a lot more like the Rockna and the Vermeer, but not quite at that caliber. Anyways, so we're exploring some new things. The DACs are definitely a lot. It's a trip. We're hearing. I'm hearing really into them pretty well. Just listening to the woodblock right now kind of let me know that. But we're exploring now with these new Rowland amps, and it is letting us into the music kind of like never before. So I will be back in the morning And what will we do tomorrow that will be fun? Who knows? I'll get around to it. Something or other. I'll dig something up. Okay, well, everybody, have a good one, and we'll see you soon. Bye.